So the 49ers are going to Detroit and they're facing the Lions in week one in their season opener. It's a morning game for the West Coast guys, 1 p.m. ET. But looking at it, I'm going to give you guys my four top takeaways for the game. These aren't things that are required to win, but I think that they'd play a huge role in this game, and the 49ers would obviously benefit if these four things went well. But without further ado, make sure you drop a like on the video, make sure you subscribe, and comment down below what your score prediction will be for the 49er Lion game in week one. But let's get into it. Now, my first key takeaway is something that I really, really liked in week three of the preseason. I tweeted about it and I was talking about it as well, but it was the establishing run game part early. I think that Raheem Mostert had a very fantastic week three preseason game, albeit against second tier players on the Raiders. But looking at it, Raheem Mostert had runs of 16 yards and 17 yards toward the outside. So I think that the 49ers are going to look to establish that run game early, be it both on the outside and in between the offensive line, in between the tackles with Trey Sermon. They have that nice two back committee, and I think JaMycal Hasty might see some time and all as the third back. But looking at it, it's right now a two back committee, and I think that those are the two backs they're going to see a lot. Raheem Mostert on a lot of outside runs, Trey Sermon to pound it inside, and I think that they're going to definitely try and open up the field by running the ball well. So I think that establishing that early is definitely going to help with the passing game and with Jimmy Garoppolo's confidence, be it Garoppolo or Lance, whoever enters the game in like the second half and all. But it's going to establish confidence just because Jimmy Garoppolo, you know, coming off all this pressure and all, Jimmy Garoppolo would now have much more room to work with. And with limited pressure, especially against this 49er offensive line, I think that he's definitely going to have a solid game tomorrow on Sunday. So look for that. Make sure that the 49ers establish their run game early, but I don't think that means only running the football. Let me make that clear. I think the 49ers are going to look to throw the ball deep on one of the first couple of plays. I could be totally wrong, but I think that they definitely want to expand the field as much as possible. So look for maybe a play action throw, which could go toward a deep ball early, especially if, there's definitely a good jump from one of the receivers. It probably won't end up turning into much, but look for the 49ers to maybe throw one deep ball early just to make sure and just show the Lions that they're not afraid to do so. But my first key takeaway is establishing the running game. With star left tackle for the Detroit Lions, Taylor Decker, who got an extension last year, being out on injured reserve the first 3 weeks, I think the 49ers should feast on this Detroit Lion offensive line. Because Penei Sewell did not have a good preseason, and he's still acclimating the NFL. And in your first game, you're gonna have to go against Dee Ford or Nick Bosa. Ooh, that's not like a good recipe for success there. But I think this is important because the 49ers on the edge, especially, both their players, their top edge rushers in Bosa and Ford, are coming off key injuries. So going against second tier players in a way on the offensive line is going to be helpful in terms of getting back to game speed and acclimating back into the NFL environment. So I think that's going to be a key part. And I think also with Javon Kinlaw out, they could slide Arik Armstead there, especially on passing situations. But I think Arik Armstead probably will see a lot more time against guards tomorrow, being on the interior and probably rushing out Ford, Bosa, or Ebukam, even Arden Key at times because of the depth on that team. But look for a lot more interior pressure with Arik Armstead sliding in against guards, and look for the 49ers to maintain that pressure because Jared Goff, they've seen him so many times. They know how he doesn't work as well under pressure, and they know how he likes to throw to receivers with separation. And with this like below average receiving core that the Detroit Lions are sporting, I think that they definitely have a good shot to do that. So that's my second key takeaway. If they can establish that pressure, and if they can really see and get more reps for their two edge rushers coming back and good reps for them, especially against this offensive line, I think that that'd be a recipe for success. Looking to the third key takeaway, it's efficient passing. I think that that would certainly serve as a good way for the 49ers to kind of manage the offensive game clock in a way. But Jimmy Garoppolo, one of his key aspects of his game is his accuracy, especially the short accuracy. And we've seen both Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel do what they do after the catch. I think that that improves tomorrow as well, especially against much below average secondary with the Detroit Lions. Them sporting Amani Oruwariye, Jeff Okudah. On the outside, they have Will Harris and Tracy Walker as their safeties. It's not a great pass coverage group. So look for the 49ers to try and exploit that and have an efficient passing game. Throw in a lot of these intermediate passes or short passes, be it on play action or just be it in the shotgun, and then look for a couple of deep shots just to expand the field. Mohamed Sanu is another big target, and obviously we have George Kittle, the supreme blocker, and obviously a great pass catcher. So look for everyone to be involved. It should be an efficient passing game against a pretty poor Detroit Lion coverage unit. So that's probably my third key takeaway, but I think that comes after establishing the running game. I think with the established running game, the efficient passing becomes much more doable. Looking at my fourth key takeaway, I'm going to go away from the generals to a specific player, and that's Josh Norman. Emmanuel Mosley, I don't think is going to play week one. He hasn't practiced all week. He has this knee injury, and, health has been a key concern in the secondary for the 49ers. They signed Josh Norman after, scouting him for the last few months, so they've been in communication. They've probably told him some of the schemes so that he's more acclimated. And I don't think they want to start rookie Deommodore Lenoir out there. I think they want to more ease him in because while he had a solid preseason, that's against backups, and he was a fifth round pick. They're trying to make sure that he gets acclimated to the NFL environment in a good way rather than getting picked on, especially in his first matchup. But Josh Norman, on the other hand, he's a veteran, and people know who he is right now, and they know like what he is as a commodity. And so, looking at Josh Norman, I think that's the matchup that the Detroit Lions are going to try and expose on offense. In the fact that he'll probably match up against Khalif Raymond on the outside. So Josh Norman, if he can hold his ground, I think that the passing game for the Detroit Lions is certainly going to, diminish a lot because then the only other reliable target would be T.J. Hockenson because Verrett against Tyrell Williams, that matchup seems to favor the 49ers as well and K'Waun Williams against Amon-Ra St. Brown. K'Waun Williams is definitely a solid physical slot corner, one of the better ones in the league. So against rookie Amon-Ra St. Brown, who I think has a lot of promise, I don't think that that's a great matchup for the Detroit Lions either. So if Josh Norman can hold his ground, because I think he probably gets a start, um, even though he just got limited reps and he hasn't been with the team that much. Look for him as one of the key points because if he plays well, I think this certainly could get out of hand for the Detroit Lions. But if he doesn't, maybe they exploit that matchup a little more. But yeah, those are my four key takeaways. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and new content coming out soon. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.